Hi fellow YouTubers, this is Kat at An Itty Bitty Homestead, and I am just browning the, I'm holding my phone. I'm just browning the meat that I'm going to use tomorrow in my canning session to can. I'm going to call this a raw pack only because I'm not cooking this meat. I'm just browning the outside a little bit. And I've got everything ready here, which I'm now going to have to put into the fridge, but I have got celery, onion, some beautiful fresh green beans that I think I showed you in my Safeway haul, and or will be showing you, and carrots. So, and then I've got my potatoes, just regular russet potatoes, soaking in some water. I'm trying to get rid of some of the starch, so I will drain this water and put fresh water again. So here I have 2 chuck roasts that I cut up. I don't remember how many pounds they are, but anyway, I cut them up, and then I made up my own seasoning of paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Okay, some celery. This is 1 medium-sized onion. This is what I had left of a bag of carrots. The baby carrots, I just cut them all in half. Some fresh green beans that I purchased the other day. If you saw my shopping haul from Safeway, those are the beans. And the russet potatoes, which I also bought that day but forgot to mention. Okay, so got all my jars ready. They have been all sterilized and ready to go. And I've got my own onion soup mix that I make. And this is the rub that I used last night. Okay, there's parsley in there as well. And a little bit of the onion soup mix. And I'm going to tell you, this stuff smells amazing. And then I've got some beef bouillon. Okay, so I'm actually not ready to start. I have to go heat up my water for my lids, because no matter what, I still like to heat them up. I like the rubber on the lids to be a little soft before I even begin. And I need to pour my alcohol. No, not my alcohol. My vinegar. All right, we'll be back when I'm a little more organized. Okay, I think I'm ready. So I am going to put the meat on the bottom. So what I've got here is beef bouillon, my rub that I made up for the meat, and my onion soup mix. Okay, I've added boiling water to my lids, making sure that all the rubber are getting in there. Okay, so that's good to go. Got my vinegar and my towel I spilt, so it's already wet. Now I'm going to do all of the meat first, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yeah, okay. So let me just say this, this smells amazing. Okay, so let's start with this. And now the reason I want to put the meat on the bottom is so that it is closest to the heat when I'm pressure canning, because you know, when you make stew, the longer you cook it, the better. Okay, I'm not going to use that funnel right now. Now I'm doing these in wide mouth pint, so that it's just me, and these will go into my RV, or at least some of them will. But these make for a great single person meal, and you know, you control how much of what you want in here. So I want to just get meat in every single one of these, and then if I have anything left over, I will spread it out. So I'm trying to do like 4 chunks per container. I should use the funnel now since this is getting nice and wet. But that's okay. I have 15 wide mouths here. So, yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see if I can do another one. Make it 16. Okay, so I don't have any more wide mouths, but I just have a regular mouth. Okay. So did I short anybody? Maybe that one. So next let's put in our potatoes. Some of these are kind of big chunks, but that's okay. Let's start with 3 per container. Don't want your potatoes cut too small because during the lengthy processing time, they will become overcooked, along with everything else. So, this was about, say, 6 medium to small potatoes. Okay, now everybody got some. Let's go through and just add one more. Try to make it even, but not gonna happen. Okay, that's that. Let's try to push these down a little bit. Now let's put in our green beans. I know, I like green beans in my stew. Now this is where, you do you, okay? If you don't like potatoes or you can't do potatoes, then don't do potatoes. This would also be really good if you had really big radishes. Instead of using the potatoes, if you want to do low carb. Unfortunately, radishes did not look real pretty at my store, and they were small. And looks like I'm going a little overboard on the green beans. All right, well, I will go get more because I have them all washed. All right, hold on. Okay, now let's do the carrots. Now, when I go to heat this up for a meal, what I can do is if the liquid's not thick enough or however I want it, I could always make a little slurry and add to it and to thicken it up as I'm going. I also happen to adore peas in my stew. However, I don't think peas would withstand the canning process. So when I go to heat this up, I usually always have frozen baby peas in my freezer, even when I'm camping, and I will just add peas at that time. Okay, now let's push these down. Okay. All right. Now let's put in the celery. And mind you, this isn't all of all the ingredients. I've got more in the fridge. I just was taking a rough guess on how much I would need. And I don't want to fill this to the rim. I mean, I want to have some juice. Also, so that, nothing's better than dunking some fresh French bread or any kind of bread into stew. Oh, all right. I have not eaten yet today, so all these wonderful smells and talking about this is making me very hungry. All right, let's see here. Celery is super good in stew as well. I don't know if you can hear, if you hear noise in the background, well, it's my furnace running, but it is absolutely, oh, this guy didn't get any, pouring rain right now. Yeah, another wave of this storm that we're getting here in California. Okay, now the onions. And let's stew without onions, right? And I left, you know, my chunks kind of big. Just wanted to get very much onion. I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got some green onion that I keep in my freezer. Add okay. Stuff this in the kitchen freezer. All right. Don't want the dogs to eat any onion. Now, I am actually just winging this, okay? I've watched a couple of YouTube videos myself, got basic ideas, but that was it. But this is all my own thing, okay? Now let's start. I am using 1 teaspoon of my homemade onion soup mix. I know that will lend a great flavor to this. And if I wanted, I could actually use like some mushroom broth, which I actually have. Maybe I'll do that instead of plain water, make this really flavorful. I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute. Okay, that looks like everybody. Here I have 1/4 teaspoon. And the only reason I'm only going to put just a little bit of this in here is because the meat was already coated in this before it was browned. So, I mean, it's a generous 1/4 teaspoon, but still it's just 1/4 teaspoon. Just once again for flavor. It will help to bring everything together, I hope, without overpowering the flavor of the stew. Okay. And then I am going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon of beef bouillon. just because there is beef bouillon in my dry onion soup mix. I'm not going to salt this. I'm not going to pepper it any more than what I already did, because there's lots of salt in here already. Lots of happening. There's salt in this. This is not a low salt bouillon, the regular bouillon. And I added salt to my rub. Okay. All right. All done with those. Now, what do I want to use? Oh, some dirt. Not dirt, sauce. Do I want to use mushroom broth? No. Okay. Let me angle you a little better. Okay. So if I got you in a good spot, yeah. Cold water. 1 inch headspace. Definitely do bubble. Since we didn't use the funnel. Okay, that's one. Don't have to worry about bringing these right over to the pressure canner, because pressure canner is not even on. Everything is cold, cold, cold. Room temperature. The water's been sitting in the pressure canner with some vinegar since last night. I prepped all these vegetables last night. I mean, I pretty much did all my prep last night. All right, I will bring you back when I've got these all ready and they're in the can. Okay, got all 15 jars in here. And I've already turned on the burner. Just going to turn it to like medium, just to let it come up to temperature slowly. I've already added vinegar to the water, so I'm not going to add any more. I've already checked my lid, so I'm going to line up my arrows. Get that seated. That's still good. That's good. Okay, turn this, and I'm just going to let this come up to temperature slowly. So I will bring you guys back when this is all done and I'm getting ready to take these out.